sloka number 28, right? 28 or
Yeah,
29?
28.
28, okay. Sloka number 28.
Yeah, sloka number 28. You are right. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sahana Bhavatu. Sahano Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yeah. Dear devotees, if you remember last class, we were discussing about the exam given by Yama to Nachiketa. So Nachiketa asked about the Brahmagnana or the self-knowledge. By asking the question, some people say after the death of a person, something exists. And others claim that after the death of a person, nothing exists. O Yama, you being the Lord of the death, you know what happens to the being, to the jiva. So please tell me. Then Yama gave few reasons. Even the demigods, that is celestial beings or gods and goddesses with a small g, even they are not aware of these things. They are very far. They find it very difficult, very subtle to comprehend. So it is all very difficult, my dear. So better you leave. Don't push me or don't press me on this. Instead of that, you are something else. And he himself gives a list. If you want, I will make you an emperor for the entire earth. And not only that, you will have a good ladies and son and grandson living for hundreds of years and with lot of wealth. So probably in the present days, if the Yama would asked, he would have asked, if you want, I will give Tesla car or BMW car or whatever. And you would have asked, I would have given unlimited internet, satellite, mobile phone with iPhone, latest iPhone, all these things. Now imagine any common person, if these things has been offered, we would have accepted. Yes, thank you. I shall accept this. Let me think about Brahmagnana later. Why? Because these are very rare. I wanted it. I want to enjoy. Because there are not one, two things. There are hundreds of things which are quite tempting. But in the case of Nachiketa, he said, no, no, no. I don't need any of them. I want only this Brahmagnana and Brahmagnana alone. If you can give me. Otherwise, I don't need. So his determination, his willpower was noteworthy and praiseworthy. And not only that, so he was not moved or carried over by the temptations. So these are the four prerequisites Vedanta says. That is Nitya, Anitya, Vastu, Viveka, discernment. So now we will be telling, he will be giving in the 28th or 29th verse, he will be telling that Nitya, Anitya, Vastu, Viveka. Then here Amutra, Phalabhoga, Viraga. I don't want any worldly, any pleasures, either in this, which is available in this world or above worlds. That's what he showed again. Then Shamadamadi Shatka Sampatti, 6 disciplines. Since he was disciplined, he behaved himself with his father, with his friends, and when he heard the knowledge or when he heard about mantra and the Nachiketa Vidya, he listened with carefully and he was able to reproduce verbatimly. As a result, Yama was very much pleased. All these things very clearly it shows that he is a highly disciplined fellow. His mind, his sense organs are under control. Shamadama is there. As a result, he didn't get moved over or he didn't get tempted. And intense desire for mumukshatva. That is what mumukshatva, intense desire for liberation. Because he has got intense desire for liberation, he was not carried over, tempted by any worldly possessions or desires. So such person can get liberation. So this is by this story, very important lesson for all of us is we have to prepare our minds. We have to prepare our minds. All our sadhana is what? Preparation, preparation, preparation. The moment we prepare, when our mind is prepared, just in a spur of moment, in a flick of second, I will get realization. I am that Brahman, or I can experience the God, or I can experience I am that self. So with this background, let us go for, 27th mantra, shloka is telling, Navitteno tarpaniyo manushyaha, lapsamahe vitta madrakshma chetva, jevishyamo yavadishyasi tvam, varastu me varnistatiya eva. Oh, people are not satisfied with this wealth. Wealth means not only money, any type of wealth basically. Then, lapsamahe vitta madrakshma chetva. Since I have seen you, I shall get all these things. Let it wit. Jevishyamo yavadishyasitvam. And also I think I shall live as you live. Because Yama's term is also limited. It is also a position. So till you are ruling from the part of, or from the as a Yama, I will be leaving. That automatically I will get it. You are not going to send me with a empty hands. So varastume varniya seva. And there is no other boon which is equal to the boon which I asked for. So first and foremost, he is telling very clearly, these worldly desires and worldly possessions are temporary in nature. They are limited in nature. They won't give me full peace and happiness, security, or immortality. At the same time, he is telling that yes, when I go back to the universe, in the world, when I'm living, I need money, I need food, I need clothes, I need shelter to live. Those things anyhow I will get because of your blessings. When I'm going back, you are not going to send me in empty hands. So I want that Brahmagnan alone. So here one more in between lines is, scriptures are not against earning money or getting wealth, having wealth. It clearly says that householders should work and should get money, acquire the property, acquire the wealth. It only alarms us, or it discourages only two things. What is that? Don't acquire the money in unethical way. Second is, don't think that this worldly wealth or worldly possessions, power, name and fame, worldly wealth is the alpha and omega of your life. Only don't think that. This is what the scriptures are saying. So that idea also has been conveyed very clearly in the 27th mantra. Ajiryatanam Urtanupetya Jiryan Martyah Kvadastah Prajanan Abhidhyayan Varnati Pramodan Atidirge Jivite Korameta. And he's telling Ajir Abhidhyayan Varnarati Pramodan. Abhidhyayan means after examining. Many times we don't examine, we don't make analysis, we don't think. Simply we carry over by others' opinions, or we, like a Bob psychology, just we follow others. But in this case, Nachiketa, no, Abhidhyaya, he has examined the world and the worldly possessions and the nature of the pleasurable objects. Varnarapi Pramodan, and the pleasures which is born out of worldly objects, or the music, or the sports and all. Prajanan means that is being aware of its limitations. Kaha jivan martyaha. Kaha jiryan martyaha. Which decaying mortal, kvadastha praja, living down in the earth, rameta will delight. Atidirge jivite, in a long life, upetya, after approaching ajiryatam amrutanam, undecaying immortal ones. Means after examining closely the pleasures born of the worldly objects or the music and the sport, understanding very well about their limitations, which mortal, means which individual being, intelligent individual living on this earth will delight a long life after approaching the undecaying immortal ones. How much ever I get money, how much ever I get fame and fame, power, position, I am in the under the spell of dualities. I may have got millionaire, I may have my own jet plane, but suffering, unhappiness, insecurity problems, disease, all these things will be there. No one is free from all these things. So, in spite of knowing all this, living eternally or living for thousands of years, what is the use? And when I'm getting a chance of meeting a such and such a noble person like you and getting an immortality or the key to immortality, which intelligent person will desire for mortal ones, my dear? Tell me. So why are you trying to tempt me? So Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka has been very clearly displayed by Nachiketa in this 28th mantra or shloka. So he's telling very clearly. So getting self-knowledge is very rare indeed in this mantra. So it should not be left over. And such a guru like Yama we have got, and we should not miss this opportunity. So understanding the transitoriness of the world and its objects, the intelligent people, they seek higher things. They seek the best things. And not only that, these things, by enjoying more and more, we become weak. My body becomes weak. My mind becomes weak. For example, nowadays, so many research findings are there. Continuously, if you see mobile, what happens? Our eyes power gets increased, and we may have to use thick goggles. Then our brains get affected. Brain cancer can come, and so many things today they are finding. So anything, like I love chocolate, eating one or two fine, but regularly, uh, if you regularly eating chocolate and too much, if it becomes too much, then what happens? Then I will get a health issue. With a spicy. Some of us we like spicy food. In a calculated way, okay. If we are taking lot of spicy food time and again, then we may get ulcer or whatever. So for some time, okay, by enjoying these worldly things more and more, our body and mind gets weakened. So instead of we consuming them, they consume us. So knowing all these things, which intelligent person will seek for this limited ones, my dear Emma? I don't need. And I've got such a beautiful guru like you. We don't get all this any time. So this is the rarest opportunity I have got. I don't want to miss this opportunity. He is such a, mindful, and is such a alert, awakened mind. Nachiketa had, you see. Yasmin idam vichikitsanti mrityo yat samparaye mahati bruhi nastat yoyam varo guna manupravishtaha nanyam tasman nachiketo vrunite. Oh Yama, please tell me, please tell me that whatever I had asked for, some say nothing exists, some say something exists after death. Please tell me that the life after death. I don't want to choose any other boon other than this, because this boon has become inaccessible for common people. That is what Nachiketa is telling. The same similar idea, whatever we discussed, it's the same thing here. So regarding self-knowledge, it is very subtle. It is very difficult to comprehend. So I have got a best teacher. Please be gracious on me. So here is Viveka, Vairagya, and Mumukshatva from 21st verse to 29th verse we saw. And his mind was also disciplined by these mantras, we can understand. So this ends the first chapter. Now we shall go to the second chapter. So it is called Valli. So here, so basically now Nachiketa has passed the test. So what all the temptations was given by Yama. So Nachiketa said, no, 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 I want this only. So Nachiketa has passed the exam with complete 100 out of 100. Yama is feeling happy. Why? When a student gets a good teacher, students feel happy. When a teacher gets a right student, bright student, good student, he will feel more happy. Getting a good guru is okay, we can get it. But getting a good student is very, very difficult. So Yama is feeling that I have got a good student. He is feeling very happy inside, in his mind. Now, in the first 13 verses in this section, the first 13 verses, Lord Yama glorifies generally the nature of the student or the student in general, and in particularly about Nachiketa in first 13 verses. Then it also it is followed by Acharya Stuti, means Chatra Stuti, Shishya Stuti, or students has been praised, including as a Nachiketa. After few shlokas, then Acharya Stuti, the teacher also has been glorified. Glorified in the sense he has been praised, how important and all. So after the 14th, from the 14th verse onwards, real Vedantic teaching starts. So first 13 shlokas is the praising about student and the teacher. From the 14th verse onwards, the real Vedantic teaching starts. Anyatreyo anyadutaiva preyah te ubhe nanarte purusham sinitah tayo shreyo adadanasya sadur bhavati yatertadya upreyo vrinite. So here it has been generally it is told there are two paths for every human being. It is for only human being, not for animals. Okay, so there are two paths, and the two paths named is one is Shreyas, the other is Preyas. So Shreya Anyat, Shreyas is the one path, Uta and Preya Eva Anyat, and one more path is Preyas. Te Ube, among those two, Nanarte. These two will take different destinations. Sinitaha Purusham. And a person is binded by these two paths. Bhavati Sadhu, there is a felicity. What is that? One who chooses Shreyas between the two. One who chooses Preyas is indeed deprived of the supreme goal. So Shreyas is inferior, Preyas is inferior, Shreyas is superior. Preyas is pleasurable, Shreyas is best. And the Shreyas and Preyas is more or less similar to Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga is also considered. Now, Preyas means what? It is a pleasurable life. Most of us, we desire for it. Worldly centered life, action centered life. I want to live in the world happily, peacefully, comfortably, with all the name, fame, power, position, health, and wealth. All such type of thinking, and we are trying to lead a life. So that is called Preyo Marga, pleasurable life, the path of seeking pleasures. And here basically it is seeking Anatma Sukham. Atma, Anatma. Means the sukha, the happiness which is derived from the matter. So the Preyo Marga is more or less is Anatma Sukha. And it is mostly desired path. So what I can have, how much do I have, what can I have, how can I have? So these questions and this this mindset will be there in the Preyo Marga. Now, comparatively it is inferior, but it is not bad. Okay, so the scriptures are not saying that you should not have it. One who wants to enjoy the life, one who wants to have this materialistic benefits, scriptures say better you do it. You work, enjoy it, struggle it, then when you feel it is enough, then you can come to Shreyo Marga. So Shastras are never undermined that if someone wants to enjoy the power or position, if someone wants to have the wealth, someone wants to become a millionaire or billionaire, Shastra never says no. Only it says, yes, earn all of them ethically and morally. And enjoy it, experience it. Then slowly, after getting ups and downs in your life, after getting so many slaps, then you will understand that there is happiness in all of this, no doubt, but it is limited in nature. So where can I get everlasting happiness? When that inquiry, when that thought comes, then we will switch over to Shreyo Marga from Preyo Marga. So Shreyo Marga is also called Nivritti Marga. So basically it is a knowledge-oriented life or a spiritual-oriented life. So here a person seeks for Atma Sukham. There it is Anatma Sukham. Here it is Atmakum. So it is good and more happiness or the bliss brings in this. So there, what can I have? How can I have? What do I have? So all these things, questions will come in the Preyo Marga. In Shreyo Marga, what I am, who I am, who is this God? All these type of questions will come in the, what you say, in the Shreyo Marga. These two things has been placed in front of every individual. Now it is up to the individual to select whether he or she wishes to Preyo Marga and Shreyo Marga. That's the reason I keep saying that. The life is with full of choices. Morning now, especially morning now winter. Morning now winter, especially morning getting up is a big headache for all of us. I can choose to sleep. I can choose to get up. I can choose to complain, oh, because of this reason, that reason, I am unable to and all. So life is with full of choices. So every one of us, we have to make a choice from the scriptures that whether we should choose Preyo Marga or Shreyo Marga. Whether you are married or unmarried, whether you are a monk or householder, that's a different. But whether you want to lead the worldly centered life or conscious centered life or spirit centered life, one has to choose. And pleasurable centered life, worldly centered life, it is pleasurable. Most of them want that. Very few go to the Shreyo Marga, that is worldly, God-centered life or self-centered life. Self means consciousness. Okay. श्रेयश्च प्रेयश्च मनुष्यमेतः तौ संपरीत्य विविनक्तिरीरः श्रेयो हि धीरो अभिप्रेयसो वृणीते प्रेयो मंदो योगक्षेमाद् वृणीते. श्रेयश्च प्रेयश्च मनुष्यमेतः. Shreyas and prayers, yetah manusyam, both of them approach the human being. Both of them are placed in front of the human being. Samparityatau. So, having clearly considered the pros and cons of both the paths, Dhiraha, the person who has got the power of discrimination, that is discernment, or one who has got awakened intellect, one who is quite a wise person, Vivinakti, he distinguishes between those paths, and Dhiraha, the discriminated ones, Abhivrunite, he chooses. What he chooses? Shreyaha, Shreyo Marga, he chooses the Shreyo Marga, Preyasa, rather than the Preyo Marga. And whereas Mandaha, the indiscriminative one, dull-headed man, dull-headed means he may be intelligent, he may be an IAS officer, he may be an IPS officer, he may be a scientist, but he wants a pleasurable life, worldly centered life. Such person is called Manda Buddhi. So Mandaha, so the dull-headed fellow, are indiscriminated ones. Preyaha Vrinite, he chooses Preyaha. By that, what gets? Yogakshema. He gets Yogakshema. Yoga and Kshema, these are the two wonderful words. In India, especially in vernacular language, in some cultures, oh, how are you? If you ask, how is your Yogakshema? How is your Yogakshema? They ask. We say Yogakshema means, are you healthy? Are you safe? We think, but Yogakshema has got very deep and very wide meaning. Yoga and Kshema, what is that? Yoga means it is acquiring. Anything acquiring, acquisition or acquiring. Kshema means it is preservation. So how is your acquiring property and preserving properties going on? Or how is your wealth, acquiring the wealth and preservation of the wealth is going on? When someone asks, how is your yoga kshema? If you ask, actual meaning is like this. But in day-to-day life, we are using that. If yoga kshema means, how is your health? We are asking anyhow. So now here, Lord Emma is clearly telling that for every human being, the Shreya Marga and Preyo Marga, two possibilities, two choices has been placed in front of every human being. The wise person, the person who has got discernment, who has got awakened intellect, who is wise enough, he selects Shreyo Marga. That is the power, conscious-centered life, God-centered life. And common people are dull-headed people, Manda Buddhi. or indiscriminative people, indiscernment, the people who doesn't have discernment, such people carry or such people select or choose the preyo marga, that is pleasurable life. Now it is up to them what to select, and but only thing, based on their selection they have to face the pros and cons. Their people has to be very clear. So whether to become engineer or doctor, that is both of them will come under Preyo Marga only. So whether Shreyo Marga or Preyo Marga is the basic thing. And among them there can be some permutation combinations. Okay. Now I will not go to the next sloka. Instead of that, some Vedantic bombs I'll be throwing on all of you now. So most of you, or if not many of you, are hearing since 2 years Vedantic classes. One or two Upanishads we have read, and some of the Prakarana Granthas we have read. So now I want to make some serious, very deep discussions on the Vedantic basic principles, so that you can think and basic concepts can be clear. So this you can try to understand and make, if possible, please make some notes and keep thinking about this, so that your basic concepts will be clear, and that will help you to change, to develop the attitude and to look into the life and to look into the happenings, day-to-day happenings. Now, first and foremost, when I say, or when a person says the world exists, the world is true, the world is real, okay, maybe I shall accept it. Whether it is a world is real or unreal, true or not, false, whatever it may be, you are claiming that the world is real. The world exists, it is very real. How do you say, my dear? What makes you to say the world exists? Then we might scratch their heads. So can you see the water? You can see the ocean, you can see the house, you can see me, you can see you. So many things we will give. Finally, the basic answer will be because we experience. Because I'm experiencing the world, so I claim that the world exists. So this will be the basic answer. Okay. Now, since I'm experiencing the world exists. As a result, I claim or I declare, a person declares that world exists and the world is true. Then the Vedantin laughs at him and he says, all right, my dear, thank you for accepting this. It makes my path clear. Because you are experiencing the world. Isn't it? Yes. That makes me to give you two answers. It deduces two answers. Two axioms can be deduced from that. What is that? One, since you are experiencing the world, you are not the world. So you are different from the world. World and its objects. World means its objects, of course. World and its objects. Okay, I think we understand. All of us, we understand this. All of us, we agree that. Then, since you are experiencing the world, you are not the world. And since it is experienceable, it is experienceable. So it is unreal. It cannot be real. It is, or rather, it is mortal. Or it is an appearance. Why? If you remember, Druk Drushya Viveka. Aham Druk na Drushya. I think you have understood and you remember at least these things now. We had studied the Druk Drushya Viveka, discernment between seen and the seer. I am the seen and I am never the seer. I am the seen means what? I am the self. Never the seer means never the object. And the world is nothing but an object. And the object is unreal. So when the object is unreal, the world is made up of objects, the world is also unreal. So because I'm experiencing the world, so the world is real, you say, a common person claims, Vedantin says, my dear, very good. Based on your conclusion, I say that because you are experiencing the world, you should be different from the world. How? Because I'm experiencing that mobile exists here, isn't it? That means what? I'm not the mobile. I'm experiencing my own hand. That means I cannot be the hand. I'm experiencing the table. I'm experiencing the computer. That means I cannot be any of them. That is very clear, understandable. And since these things are experienceable, they are mortal in nature. And I am the experiencer, not the experienced. I am different from the world, and the world is mortal. And, and one more thing we can say that this whole world has come from where? From consciousness. I think all of you will understand this now. So, Karana is what? Brahman. Karana, cause is what? Brahman. Effect is the world. Just like the pot and clay or the gold and golden ornament. Gold is what cause, golden ornaments is what the effect. Okay, there are wonderful 10 types of golden ornaments you prepared from the gold you got, like say 500 grams. Okay, then golden ornaments is not real. When I say you people, I mean, people say that, no, Swami, you don't know the worth of gold, you are a monk. It is not so. They are very real. People argue. Then I say, all right, since I gave half a kg gold, please return me back. If I ask, if they try to remove the gold from the golden ornaments, then what exists? Nothing exists. Golden ornament ceases to exist. That means what? Golden ornaments, the existence of the golden ornaments was depending on the gold always. So this is what called mithya. So for the existence of the world, its existence is depending on the Brahman or the consciousness. That is why it is called mithya. I hope you are able to understand now. Because the existence of golden ornament is depending on the gold. Gold is real, no doubt. Before the ornament or during the ornament, after the ornament making, or even after the destroying the ornament, gold exists. But what about the golden ornament? It was not there. After preparation, it was there. But after the removal of gold, the ornament ceases to exist. So the existence of the gold depends on the gold. The golden ornament's existence depends on the gold. So because of this, the Vedanta says the golden ornament is mithya. It is an appearance. Okay. Now, I think with this giving explanation, I want to explain few technical terms which you should know. Now, nitya and anitya. It is a property of an object or even property of the subject also. Nitya means what? It is permanent. It is permanent and no change pertaining to time and space. It is permanent. It is unchanged at any given point of time. Today, yesterday, 1 year before, 100 years before, thousands of years before, no change. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, after a month, after thousands years, after the decade, after the centuries, you take no change. So that is called Nitya, permanent. That we all understand very well, I think. So Atman or Brahman belongs to this category. Okay. Now, Anitya. Anitya means what? Does it exist? Yes, it exists, no doubt, but it is temporary. Its existence is temporary. Why? Because it is subject to change, continuous change. It comes, it goes, it comes and it goes. It is temporary in nature. It is subject to change based on the time and space conditions. And it is bound by time and space causation also. So Nitya and Anitya are based on classifications are based on time. So you more or less you have understood, I think. Now main important this is Sat, Asat and Mithya. Okay. So now this is a very important thing to understand the whole Vedantic philosophy, Advaita Vedantic philosophy. Sat. Sat means the definition is Trikala Abhaditam Satyam. If something has to be Sat or Satyam, truth, real means at all three points of time, 3 periods of time, it cannot be negated. Atman exists at given point of time. Yes. Does Atman exist? Yes. Does it exist yesterday? Yes. In between? Yes. Thousands of years before? Yes. Tomorrow? Yes. After thousands of years? Yes. So then it is called Sat or Satya. It is real. So this is the basic definition given by Advaita Vedanta. On this only, the entire concept has been developed. This we should understand. We should nicely put into our heads. So if something has to be told Satya or Sat, Satya, real, means it cannot be negated at any given point of time. All the past, present, future, it should be available. For example, ignorance. Past, was it there? It was there from yes, it was there. We don't, because we do not know the origin of the ignorance, but it was there. At right now, yes. But the moment I realize who am I, the ignorance will cease to exist. So in future, we can't say that the ignorance of me or ignorance with a person will stay. So ignorance is also unreal in that way. Okay. Okay. Sat means Trikala Abhadita Satyam, which can never be negated at any 3 points of time or 3 periods of time. Asat. Asat means Trikala Bhaditams Asat. So Trikala Abhaditam. Here Trikala Bhaditam. Small change, but lot of heaven and hell of difference. Trikala Bhaditam means it is negated at all given point of time. Was it there? No. Is it there? No. Will it be there? No. So in the past it was not there. In the present it is not there. In the future also it will not be there. So this is called asat, like a square circle. Square circle. We have no square circle. We know square. But someone has said that, can you draw the square circle? Circle in the form of square? No, it is not possible. Now one more standard example is given is flower in the sky. Flower in the water, yes. Flower in the land, yes. Flower in the sky. Akasha kusmavat. Till now, we have not seen. It is asat, means non-existence. So sat is existence, means it is available at all 3 periods of time. Now asat is, it is never available at any point of time. Not even one moment it is available. Okay. Sat and asat you understand. Now mithya. This is very important to understand about the Advaita Vedanta. Now, already I gave an example of gold and golden ornaments. Now, gold here is sat because it exists all given point of time. I mean, comparatively, I wish to say. Now, what about golden ornament? No. Because the existence of golden ornament depends on the gold. Pot and clay. Clay exists, no doubt. Now, clay has been using the clay we have done in a particular shape, and we give a different name, pot, like a pan, then vase or whatever. Different based on the shapes we have given names. They are all been baked, no doubt. But the existence of the pot depends on the existence of the clay. The moment you remove the clay from the pot ceases to exist. So this is called mithya. Means it is appearing, or its existence is depending on something else. It is not self-dependent, self-existence. Its existence doesn't depend on itself. Its existence depends on something else. So that is called mithya. Like pot depends for its existence on clay. Golden ornament on the gold. Wave. The wave, for the existence of wave, it depends on the water or ocean. Snake and rope, which is our eternal example. Okay. And also one more thing, if you see, the world is appearing for all of us. Okay. The world exists, we are saying that at right now, no doubt. It again, particularly I am observing a rose flower. Rose flower is so beautiful, no doubt. All of us, we have got a similar experience, not the same experience. We are taken for granted. But the way I see rose, the way you see rose, the way he sees the rose, he perceives the rose, the way she perceives the rose is not, it might not be same, it might be similar. Okay. Why? That is because of our sense organs and the similar structure, more or less similar structure of the brain actually. Okay. Now, say for an example, for discussion's sake, all of you, whoever is attending the Vedanta class, all of you got the Brahmagnana. Now, after getting the Brahmagnana, after attaining the realization, when you see this, when you perceive the world, will it look different? If you ask, Shastras say no. Scriptures say no. Before Brahmagnana, how the rose flower was appearing, after the Brahmagnana, how the rose flower appearing for us, for our senses and mind, it is similar. Then what is the change between Buddha and Buddha then? With the ignorant person and the realized person, if you ask, the notion of reality was existing in the rose before the realization of the Brahman. After the realization of Brahman, the notion of reality has been shifted from the rose to the consciousness. The rose has derived its existence from the consciousness and it is there. So the notion of reality will be shifted from the world to the self, or from the matter to the consciousness. That is what the Vedantic journey. So mithya is at this given point of time for every one of you to understand that it doesn't have independent existence. It has got a dependent existence. And not only that, mithya is also anitya. Most of the time, mithya is not all, if not all the time, most of the time, mithya is one is up. Why is appearance? Because its existence depend on something else. And not only that, it is anitya, it is temporary also. Because, for example, this world, the universe, we all know that Big Bang theory or some theories might be there, irrespective of that, at some point of time, maybe thousands of years before, maybe billions of years before it came into existence. And there's a continuous change, and after some years, it might cease to exist. We all know that. So it is temporary in nature also. And one more important point we should understand, the notion of the world and understanding the world, objects, situations, everything is what depending on our mind. And based on the state of our mind, the appearance of the world, the perception of the world can change, can vary. Yeah. So Anitya tells how long something lasts. Mithya tells how it exists. So it is ontological status in the Mithya. So these are the few basic things I wanted to tell you. So these are looks very simple, but it is very deep and it is very rational and very logical and based on the scriptures, no doubt. So probably this can be taken as Vedantic homework or Vedantic assignment. These things try to understand, try to please think time and again, try to remember time and again. What is Sat? What is Asat? What is Mithya? What is Nitya? What is Anitya? If these concepts become clear more and more, then your Vedantic journey becomes better. Then whatever the Upanishads we read, Bhagavad Gita we read, these are the what do you say, the external commentaries or explanation of this basic, these are of the basic few concepts. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu. Yeah, if you got anyone of you got any question, I'll be happy to answer. Yeah, Pranam.
Maharaj, no, sure. Maharaj, I want to ask him if a rose is seen here, I'm seeing a rose as red here. And similarly, somewhere in Europe, you are also seeing the rose as red only. So how this is possible? Like whatever I'm seeing as rose, you said that the different perception of the mind, consciousness takes place while we are seeing the world. The way we perceive it is different. But here, rose is perceived as red and perceived as red somewhere else also. Everyone, we are talking the same. So, how it is possible?
Yeah, because all human beings. Now you are telling, questioning this from the point of human being. All human beings, we have got this eyes, same sense organ. As a result, our understanding, our view, our perception, and the knowledge about the rose is not same, similar, I can say. Now, how do you know, or how can you say that the way you are perceiving the red rose? How can you say that I am also perceiving the same way the red rose? We have taken for granted. I am also perceiving a red rose because I say it is a red rose, and you are also perceiving it is a red rose, and you are also saying it is a red rose, no doubt. But is it same exactly how you are perceiving the rose in the same way I am perceiving? No. We taken for granted actually. We have never questioned this. This is one point. Second is, now you have a dog. You had a pet dog. You took for the park with a along your friend. Now both of you and your friend, both of you are perceiving the rose as a red rose only. So there is a lot of similarities. Say 98% same, 1 or 2% different may be there. But do you think even the dog is perceiving the rose as rose the way you perceiving? No. The way I perceive the food, the way I perceive the rose, the dog is not perceiving the same thing. Why, if you ask? Because of the structure of sense organs. So, how it is so true that we all get the knowledge of the world and its objects from our sense organs and the mind, because mind has to process the information. It is so true, it is also giving the limited image or the distorted image of the world. This is what mithyatva actually. So Swami Vivekananda beautifully puts it in his Gnana Yoga lectures. What is world? It is Brahman plus time and space plus your mind. Brahman plus time and space is what? The world, Jagat. But I am not objectively perceiving the world. The world, Brahman plus time and space causation is what? The world plus your mind. Every perception has been colored by mind.
Time, space, and the mind are all part of the Maya. So
That is fine. That's all
how,
fine. But
why it is different?
yeah, why it is different is the mind is a part of Maya, no doubt, but there are so many samskaras also in your mind. That's why it is different. Now, water in the Ganges, water in the Yamuna, water in the Brahmaputra, is it same or different? It is
Well,
same from the
it
water
is,
point. But
yes.
when you see
The
very
quality wise, it
clearly,
may
we
be
can see
different.
Prayagraj,
Yes.
Ganges and Yamuna when they merge, how it is different? Well, how can it be different if both are water? Because of the geography. Yeah. So we should start examining the world, our experiences. We have taken it for granted they are very real, but slowly, when you start analyzing, examining, then you will get a lot of other things. You will get a lot of questions. Sometimes you may get headache. You may lose your sleep. All these things may happen. Yeah. Yes, Darshan.
Thank you.
Namaste, Swamiji. So the question that I have is, so if you say that one has to exist to know itself, so ignorance has to exist for self to realize itself also. So
No, I don't
with the
say that.
complete absence of ignorance, without existence, how can you know something, right?
No, Darshan, but I never made that there is a need of necessity of ignorance.
So without ignorance, there is no knowledge then. So it is also dependent on ignorance, so to say.
Yes, you're right. Exactly. I think in Bhagavata also this discussion comes. So in Uddhava Gita it comes. So the ignorance now ignorance and knowledge belongs to whom? For consciousness or for the mind?
Maybe both then, right?
No, it belongs to your mind. Knowledge and consciousness both belongs to your mind, not for the consciousness.
But how can knowledge realize itself? That is what I am not able to comprehend. Like, so they say
Yes. So very
Pratyakarta is,
clearly Vedanta tells. Yes, Vedanta
yeah.
tells very clearly what happens in the Brahmagnana. When I say I attained Brahmagnana, he attained Brahmagnana, she attained Brahmagnana, when we say it is because of lack of language we use, lack of words. But actually their attainment means what? When someone gets an attainment or Brahmagnana or Bhukti, we
Hmm.
from Advaita point of view, it is very clear that in some of the lectures in these classes only I've told that Akhand Advaita Vedanta, it is loosening something. Something will be lost there. I lose something, that's where I get Brahmagnana.
Yeah,
I
which
don't
is
get any new thing. I don't attain any new thing. No new transformation has happened in me actually. That's what in Brodhandik Upanishad, these are things are beautifully. Utpadya, Prapya, Samskarya, Vikarya. Means Utpadya, manufacturing. Product, you manufacture a product. Like that, I did so much sadhana, so many things. So that's the reason moksha has been Utpadya, created as a product. No. Moksha is not a product to be created, manufactured. Then Utpadya, Samskarya. Okay, refinement. I take iron ore and I do refinement, then I get iron. So is it refinement? No. Okay, Vikarya. Oh, change. Like milk has been converted into yogurt or the curd. There is a change, modification. Is a modification? No. Utpadya, Samskarya, Vikarya, then Apya. You didn't get yesterday you didn't have a mobile phone. Say you wanted a Apple iPhone 17. So you went and today you went to like a Apple showroom and you purchased it. Means what? You got Apya. You got it today. Yesterday it was not there. Today you got it. So moksha doesn't come under any of these four categories. Then what happens in moksha? Only your ignorance is removed. That's all. Just like example, simple, beautiful example. Now, from 3-4 days, we are having a heavy, storm and wind in Ireland. Okay. Yesterday, 10 minutes, we could see sunlight. And morning, 2 times, 5 minutes, we could see sunlight. So now the volunteer was saying, oh, Swami, sun has come. You see how beautiful it is. I said, yes, no doubt. But my Vedantic mind was thinking, did sun come there? Sun never came there. Sun was there only. Then we were not able to see that sunlight. Why? Because sun was clouded by clouds. Now clouds just dispersed. As a result, we are getting sunlight. But in day-to-day life, we say, oh, we got sunlight is there, sunlight is not there. We all use that words, no doubt. But strictly speaking, sun is there, only clouds are covered, that's all. So similarly, the clouds is what? Nothing but ignorance. So the ignorance has covered on the self for our understanding sake. Now, by all the sadhana, what I am doing it is, the ignorance is been removed. When the ignorance is removed, then what happens? Knowledge comes. No. There is no fresh knowledge is required there. So ignorance has been removed. That is all mukti. So to remove the ignorance, to remove the wrong notion, wrong understanding, I have to study Vedanta, I have to study Upanishads, I have to study Bhagavad Gita and other things.
Yeah, it can only be stated with negation, I see, like not with there is no point of continuing that, like understand. Thank you though.
Yeah. Okay.
Maharaj.
Namaste.
Maharaj, if nothing is there, then how can I see the objects? Everything is mithya. Nothing is there.
Yeah.
So how this means appearance? So what appears and how it appears? 3D objects that we see.
Yeah, you have to be very clear. I never said that nothing exists. I never said that. So you have to be very careful while thinking or while quoting. I never said nothing exists. Then it becomes shunyavadi, nihilism. I mean, again, I'm making a very, simple, crude mentioning, but nothing exists. I never said. Then what exists? Brahman and Brahman alone exists. Brahman is appearing as the world. That's all I'm saying. Now, how can you say that Brahman is appearing as the world? Then, based on your own experience, based on my own day-to-day empirical experience, if you start analyzing, then you will get it. Why we think that the world is real? Because we are seeing it, we are experiencing it. When we say God exists or not, maybe may not be. Why? Because we are not seeing the God. Just like I see my parent, father or mother, or a friend, or my boss, if I can see the God even, then I will accept, yes, God exists. But since I'm not able to see them, it is only based on faith or belief I am going ahead. Now, why I say that my father exists, my mother exists? Because I have seen, I've experienced, means what? I've experienced by my sense organs and the mind. So that notion of experience itself has taken us here for the analysis and to make us understand that the Brahman and Brahman alone exist. So nothing exists. I mean, nothing existing. We don't tell that Brahman exists. No, that Brahman is appearing as Jiva and Jagat. And why and all? If you remember our Tattva Bodha and all, we have discussed all that in Tattva Bodha. How Brahman is appearing as the world and how Brahman is appearing as Jiva. All these things we have discussed in the Tattva Bodha. Yeah, care of Tattva Bodha classes.
Maharaj,
Yeah.
Maharaj, just 2 minutes, maybe we'll wrap it up after this. Maharaj, namaskara. How are you, Maharaj? We're
Yes, doing
connecting
well.
in 2026. Maharaj, the question is about the question. My question around Shreyas and prayers, and also the person who chooses the prayers aspect of the thing. My question. I just wanted to realize or understand what I understood. It's like I just want to know. Maharaj, if this person, let's consider there are two people, and two people are taught the same thing, and two people are made understood what is Shreyas, what is prayers, and what happens here? The other person continues to choose the prayers. Let's consider it's based on the samskaras that are there in the mind, that is leaning that person to choose the prayers aspect. But the other person is choosing the stress aspect. And who is exactly the switching part? Who actually switches the person to think? I understand both have the knowledge, or both had gathered the knowledge, both had been given the knowledge. But Maharaj, yaru alli nadsadu Maharaj, alli this other person who is driving to the Shreyas, and the other person, the switch between
Yeah, I
samskara,
understand. Who
what
is
samskara?
responsible to select, to choose the
Yeah.
Praya Marga or Shreya Marga? Isn't it? Your question is.
Yes,
Your own
Maharaj.
mind.
Thanks.
Your own mind. When I say your own mind, your own samskaras, your own nature. Why someone is selecting Prayo Marga? Why someone is selecting Shreyo Marga? Because of their samskaras, because of their nature, which has been accumulated in the present life and in the past lives. So based on your actions, based on your thoughts, based on your attitude, which has been developed over the years, based on all of that only, you are choosing the Prayo Marga or Shreyo Marga. So it is no one is selecting for you. You will select.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೈರಾಗ್ಯ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ how can that person who's picking up the prayers, how is able to switch to Shreyas, consider he's based on the samskaras, based on his nature, where is the switching point, Maharaj?
Switching part is when he starts understanding the limitations of the intellect, limitations of the sense organs, and understanding the transitoriness of the world, and also understanding the higher place and higher things which is there in the self or whatever. That is what is the Vedantic journey. That is a transformation. The moment when you understand that, okay, this world and its objects are real or unreal, that's fine, but it gives limited happiness. It gives happiness, no doubt. It gives limited happiness. And not only that, along with that, when it is giving happiness, followed by it also gives some sorrow. It gives some pleasurable things and it gives unpleasurable things or unpleasurable experiences also. So it consists of duality. Whether I want or not, that's what the nature of the world and its objects. Then slowly I start enjoying, I am accumulating, I'm struggling to get all of them, all these things. Then slowly I understand, I may get these things, I may be happy for some time, but again I have to pay for it. That is struggling, suffering, and all these things. So is there any way where I can go beyond this both? So such type of thought process, such type of thinking, when it starts, when it gets intensified, then a person will shift from Prayo Marga to Shreyo Marga. So it is a journey. It is an intellectual journey actually. Developing the right attitude, developing a right perception, developing the right attitude, right view. As Buddha said, it is very, very important. Right view, right perceptions, right thinking is very important. So once a person develops, he switches from Prayo Marga to Shreyo Marga.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much. Flowers to your feet.
So the time is up. I will tell a story. Now, when you switch over from from Prayo Marga to Shreyo Marga, or when you start thinking that God or Brahman alone is real, and this world is an appearance, when you start thinking and when you start practicing it, and when you get established, how a person can develop, to what extent he can go, to what extent he can be happy, I will tell one or two stories in the next class. So let there be some suspense for the next class. Thank you.